is about visibility as power and visibility as risk, about image as currency, identity as strategy, and the cost of influence when the system benefits more than the individual. This is the story of Marilyn Monroe. Her journey shows us how cultural power is created through image, how perception can outweigh reality, and how influence can exist even when control does not. Marilyn Monroe was born Norma Jeane Mortenson in 1926 into instability, poverty, and uncertainty. Her early life was marked by abandonment, time in foster care, and a persistent lack of safety. These experiences shaped a deep desire to be seen, valued, and protected. Before Marilyn Monroe existed, there was a young woman searching for identity in a world that offered few stable anchors. Reinvention was not a branding exercise, it was survival. When Norma Jeane became Marilyn Monroe, it wasn't just a stage name. It was the creation of a persona powerful enough to command attention in a system that rewarded visibility above all else. This transformation laid the foundation for one of the most recognizable images in modern culture. Marilyn Monroe rose to fame in the 1950s, an era where Hollywood studios controlled image, narrative, and opportunity. Beauty was currency, desire was marketable, and women were often treated as assets rather than individuals. Monroe's image, playful, sensual, naive, was carefully constructed and relentlessly monetized. She became the embodiment of an idealized fantasy, consumed globally through film, photography, and media. But what made Monroe powerful is that the image worked. She commanded attention instantly. Her presence sold tickets. Her likeness sold magazines. Her name generated revenue. This was influence at scale, but not ownership. The system amplified her visibility while limiting her agency. Marilyn Monroe was everywhere, yet often unheard. What's often overlooked in Marilyn Monroe's story is her intelligence and ambition. She was not passive. She studied acting seriously. She read extensively. She questioned contracts. She challenged studios. She understood that image alone was fragile and sought creative control to protect herself. Monroe famously formed her own production company to escape typecasting and reclaim agency. This was a radical move in a system designed to keep actresses compliant. It revealed a crucial tension. Monroe was both a product of the system and a threat to it. Her influence was undeniable, but her attempts to convert visibility into control were met with resistance. Marilyn Monroe lived inside an image she did not fully control, and the psychological cost was immense. Constant scrutiny, objectification, and pressure eroded boundaries between persona and self. Privacy disappeared, vulnerability became entertainment, struggle became spectacle. This is the dark side of influence built on image rather than ownership. Monroe's power existed largely in how she was perceived, not in what she could decide. When image becomes the product, the individual becomes secondary. Her story exposes a truth that still resonates today. Visibility without agency is exploitation. Marilyn Monroe died in 1962, but her influence intensified after her death. She became myth, symbol, cultural shorthand for beauty, tragedy, and desire. Her image was reproduced endlessly, detached from the complexity of the woman behind it. This posthumous influence is striking. Monroe became more powerful as an idea than she ever was as a person. Her face still sells products. Her name still anchors cultural narratives. Her image remains instantly recognizable decades later. This is influence stripped of authorship, powerful, enduring, and unresolved. Marilyn Monroe's life offers profound lessons in modern influence. First, visibility is not the same as power. Second, image without ownership creates vulnerability. Third, systems that reward attention often resist agency. Fourth, reinvention can create influence, but not safety. Finally, influence without protection extracts a cost. Monroe shows us that being seen by everyone does not mean being understood or supported. Marilyn Monroe did not lack influence. She lacked control over it. Her story forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about how power operates in systems built on image, desire, and consumption. She remains one of the most influential figures in cultural history, not because she chose the role she played, but because the world never stopped projecting onto her. I'm Hannah Hally, and this was Icons of Influence. Until next time, question who benefits from visibility, protect agency as fiercely as ambition, and remember, real influence requires ownership, not just attention.